I'm telling you, I'm about ready to be done with it. Suddenly, it's like it's not connecting to my Wi-Fi. I just don't get what's wrong. So, here we go. I switched to the hotspot. We'll see if that's going to work. May or may not. Who knows? Keep my eye on it. So this is take 3. I mean, I checked that right before I came in the kitchen and it said it was connected. Why I'm having such technical difficulty today, I do not know, but it is really aggravating. Just taking all of these right here. So I'm just going to try to keep my eye on the video. So I'm just putting them all back, and you see, since I'm putting them on this real cold pan, it does a really good job of chilling it and setting this chocolate really well. Okay, there we go again. I had to come in here. I don't think Xfinity, the hotspot, I don't think it will connect in my kitchen. It doesn't seem to want to. Let's try this. Oh dear. All right, let's try this. Just trying to make something work. Let's see if I put it in a little different spot. But when I'm over here in the kitchen, it disconnects from the hotspot. And my internet, it went right back to my own internet and said it's not available. Then what did you go back there for? All right, we'll see if it'll keep going. If not, I'm going to be done. I'm just going to be done because, you know, I got to get this stuff done. I can't just keep playing with the phone. So I'm going to hope this will work. But you can see how this is done. Then I'm going to put some white chocolate chips. I'm going to melt those, and I'm going to put that Can you see what? Kind of can see what I'm doing. Okay. So it just doesn't like the hot spot doesn't like this corner of the kitchen. Maybe I should move. But goodness, I've got everything all set up. I did put it in a little different spot. It is fighting me. I don't know why I'm having such issues. It's like suddenly my Wi-Fi is not working. Why is my Wi-Fi not working? It was. I just don't get it. Everything was fine. Then it just shutting down my videos. I may have to melt some more chocolate chips here. I don't know if I'm going to get through with all of it. Okay, then we'll melt some more. They're running out here. It's supposed to take a cup, but it's taking more than that. Maybe it's taking a cup and a half. Right, it looks like it's holding for now. I say, we'll see how long that holds up. Just keep having to look and look and look at the video, see what it's doing. Okay, I think this is the end of the chocolate here until I melt some more. There's that. Put a little bit of extra on that. And like I said, I even restarted my phone. It's still having issues. All right, let me melt some more chocolate chips. I'm not going to measure it. I'm going to put them in there. I'm just going to put whatever's in the rest of this bag. May not be a half a cup, maybe a quarter of a cup. We'll put it in there and melt. So we'll try like a minute in the microwave. That'll probably do it. There we go. Let me get some of this off my hands. Okay, well, we're just kind of sneaking up on it here now. That's why I have my video over here now. We're just sneaking. All right, let me go ahead and get all these loose. Get the other ones in the other pan loose. Uh-oh, come on. They stick a little bit to the parchment paper or wax paper, whatever you use. There we go. This is a little bit messy, but that's okay. Let's see, we got 11 seconds left. Let's see what it looks like. I've got 19 to go. How many did I do? 24. Okay, so I'm a little bit more than halfway done. Means this may not be enough chocolate, but let's see if I can stir this up, see what we get. Pretty close to nice and melted here. Okay, I'm going to put that in. I think I might put it in back for like 10 more seconds or something because there's a few chunks in there. And the chocolate chips. Oh, hi! How are you doing, Karen? I don't know how long this video will last. It has not been playing fair. Let's try 10 seconds here. It keeps cutting me out, Turn off my video, not connected to my Wi-Fi. It's just not, it's not wanting to play today. But I'm trying. Okay, so here's the rest of my melted chocolate, and I'm dipping these Oreo balls in here. Or Oreo cake pops, whatever, whichever you want to call them. I'm hoping I have enough chocolate to finish the rest. Almost done. Not, I think I have some more of these chocolate chips somewhere. Put some more in here. Try to knock as much of it off as I can here. So, try to make it go further. There's that one. Okay, this is one whole pan here. Woo! I'm making a mess on the counter. All right, let's move these aside. Uh-oh, sorry about that. My bowl just slid. Uh-oh, no, no, no. Don't be doing that. It's, oh gosh. See, I don't have anything to hold this up now, so. I don't have it in my, it doesn't like the corner of my cabinet over here. It keeps not connecting to the Wi-Fi. Because I'm connecting to the outside hotspot because my Wi-Fi suddenly decided to say it's just not connecting. Don't get that at all. It was perfectly fine, then it stopped being fine. We're so close to done here. So close. Whoops. Get out of there, paper. Nope. Stay out of the way, please. Oh, I may have to find some more chocolate chips. I think it takes more like a cup and a half, not a cup. I'm rolling it around in here. I gotta do. Ooh, please quit moving. 7 more. I don't think I have enough in there for that. May have a couple of naked ones. What's my phone doing? Okay. Still says connected. So happy Thanksgiving Eve to you. I'm going to get a spoon and try to scrape it off the sides here. Okay, there's that one. That one. I think I have enough to do 5 more. 5 more in there. That's a fork. Maybe I do if I use a spoon. There's that one. Scrape it down. So close. So close. Got 3 more. Ugh. Don't have enough chocolate for 3 more. Let me see if I can find more in the cabinet. It's dark in here, in this cabinet. Oh, also collapsy. I know I had more somewhere. I seriously cannot see where I'm going to put them. Oh, there they are. Just found them. Okay, good. All right, let's open this up. A few more in here. Get them melted. That'll do it. Let me melt those. Put it on for a minute. How's the phone? Okay. Still on. Ooh, I'm licking chocolate off this spoon. Because I'm done with the spoon. Okay, so those are all nice. Get this off my hands. And then we're going to make some, if it'll let me, dairy-free cookies. I think I'm going to move my light. The phone will work there. I may move it over to there. Let's see. Sorry about that. Let's just move this over here. This over here. There we go. Probably playing with fire here. Tempting fate with moving it. Let me get it fastened back in my holder. Okay, let's see how we fare now. Okay, so let's get my chocolate chips here, see how they're doing. Stir with my fork. Very, very close to melted. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to take some of these that didn't get much on them and a couple of them there. Just that one, I think. Put it back in there, and then we've got 3 to go. 1, 2. I'm going to have to lick this counter clean in a minute. 2. 1 more. 3. And then I'm going to melt that other. And I'm going to put white little squigglies on it. I've never done that before. Look at that. I'm making such a mess. Let me get a different spoon. I'm going to take some of this chocolate and just lay it on top of some of these here. We've got to do something with all this extra now. I see there are little gaps in some of these, so we'll fix that. So this is just straight up candy here. They're just melted chocolate chips. So yes, I could eat it, but whoo, that's a lot of candy. Besides, I want to taste test this whole thing, not just eat candy. I'm going to taste test one of these. Okay, let me scrape the rest of this down here. So I'm just taking it and putting it on top of some of the others. Oh, there's an air bubble. That one's determined to have an air bubble. There we go. Let's see. Those are pretty good. How about this one? Ooh, this bowl's hot. Okay, so I think we're good here. Now, let's let those sit. I'm going to take some of these are actually stuck together. Let's take a knife and cut them apart. That's what I'll do. I'm just working behind you here. And I'm going to cut them apart. They were a little too close together. There we go. There we go. Let's see, are any of these? I don't think these are stuck together. Okay. I got all these cut apart now. No, missed that one. Okay. All right. How pretty. Okay, we'll let that sit for a minute. I think I'm going to let these just sit. And then I'm going to see if I can make, I have such a mess here. See if I can make these cookies. Okay, so for the cookies, let me find my recipe again. What are the cookies? Oh, I lost the recipe. Here it is. Gotta get to the right page. Okay, I'm only going to make half this recipe. We're going to whisk in a bowl with flour, baking soda, salt set aside. Then we're going to do shortening sugars. Okay, so we're going to do that. Let's beat together the shortening and the sugars. So this is dairy-free. So if you want to make this not dairy-free, just use butter. This is specifically for someone with a dairy-free diet. So I'm going to use shortening. Normally I would, of course, use butter. Okay, so we're going to have the thing set at 350. And like I said, I have such a mess over here. Let me see if I can get some of this chocolate up here off my counter so I can move my mixer a little more. Rather than move my phone, and I hope this is taping well, rather than move my phone, I'm going to move the mixer. Okay, here we go. So there's that. So let's put in, like I said, I'm only going to make half the amount. So I'm going to put in, so half the amount is a half a cup of shortening. And the only one they had in the store were these pre-measured ones, but that's okay. They will work. So 3 1-cup sticks. Okay, so I need half of this for half a cup. So if this video just suddenly up and stops again, I'm probably going to be done recording. You're just going to have to imagine the rest. It is taking me forever to just get it back done again. Okay, so here, like I said, I prefer to use real butter. Normally for cookies, and we're going to have some real butter ones too, I imagine, if my sister-in-law makes them. But I'm making the dairy-free just to have that as an option for a dairy-free diet. Okay, so let's do, let me find a knife here. What knife am I looking for? This one will work right here. Okay, so half a cup is half of this stick, which is here. There we go. Well, that didn't work at all. So let's put half a cup. Oh, man, this does not work as well as butter. Getting it in there. I almost dropped it on the floor. Luckily, I did not. I hope you are having a good day before Thanksgiving, a Thanksgiving Eve. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving here in the United States. Okay, so let's do, oh, and I still have some of the foil on that. Ripped, that's why it did not work. Okay, let's pull that up, pull this away. Okay, so then we're going to shortening and sugars. Okay, so we're going to have 3/8 of a cup of dark brown sugar and 3/8 of a cup of regular sugar. So here's my dark brown sugar. This is unusual in that you don't usually see it made with dark brown sugar. That's what it says. So here we go. All right, let me find my measuring spoons. Here we go. So that's 6 tablespoons, actually, is what that is. And I have a 2 tablespoon measure, which is 1/8 of a cup. So I'm going to put 3 of those in. Dark brown sugar. Ooh, see if I can get it to break up here. Okay. Enough to fit in this little spoon. Okay, there's one. If I can break up this, there we go, break up this block. I think if you don't have dark brown sugar, you can use light too. Just give it a richer flavor. Stronger flavor. Okay, and then here's 3. And we're going to add white sugar. 3/8 of that. Then we're going to also have 3/8 of a cup of white sugar. I think I'm going to put these Oreo balls back in the freezer for just a moment to make sure that that extra chocolate that I put on top gets cold, since I'm going to put some more melted chocolate on top of that. So I'm just going to put it back in the freezer for a minute. Okay, so here we go. 3/8 of a cup of white sugar. Yep. I'm making a mess. Of course, I'm making a mess. Okay, here we go. 1. I want to make sure you can see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to mix this together. And then we're going to add eggs and vanilla. Okay, so we're going to add 1 egg. If you're making double the recipe, you can do 2 eggs, of course, but I just cut it in half. Since we don't even know if these will be good, since I've never made them before, we're just making a few. Just kind of more of a taste test thing for new recipes for tomorrow. There we go. There we go. I have my water on over there. And then we're going to add vanilla. It's a half a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm trying to get my water to get hot, because I'm going to put it in that thing, the chocolate, to try to get that out of the cup. Half a teaspoon of vanilla. And you know, this doesn't tell me how many it's going to make, so I don't know. I don't know how many it's going to make, but we're going to find out. Okay, so there we have that all nice and creamy. I don't think you can see in it though. And let's see if we can tilt it some more without it falling off or in. Oops. Okay, there's our batter. Okay, so then after we add the eggs and the vanilla, we're going to add the flour mixture. So that is, the flour is the flour, baking soda, and salt. That's pretty much it. Okay, so we're going to have 1, and it's a 1 1/4 cups of flour, but I like to add like an extra 1/4 cup because it's makes firmer cookies, and they don't just spread all over the place and become, you know, cookies that just, it works better. It just works better. Add 2 to 4 tablespoons extra of flour to the recipe. That's what I've done with the other chocolate chip recipe I make, so I assume it will be the same with this one. So there we go. There's, let's say, 1 1/4 cups. We're going to start with 1 1/4 cups. Let's put it over here. There's a cup. This is 1/4. Let me get my knife and level it off. 1 1/4 cups. I'd say like an extra 1/4 cup on top of that. Maybe just slightly less. Okay, there we go. That's my little cheat to making cookies that don't just spread all over the pan, is add a little extra flour. Okay, for a full-size recipe, add extra 1/2 cup or 1/3. All right, so then we're going to add in a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Let me get my half a teaspoon thing dry here. On a wet towel isn't going to work. Okay, half a teaspoon of baking soda. And then half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, there's our half a teaspoon of baking soda. And this said to pre-mix that, but I didn't do it. Hi, Michelle. If I suddenly disappear, Facebook has been doing that all night to me. Then it tells me my Wi-Fi is not connected. Then it connected me to the hotspot. Then it says that's not connected. So I've moved my phone. It doesn't like the corner of the cabinet when it's connected to the hotspot outside. So now I've got it in a different little spot, but I don't trust it. So if I disappear, it's Facebook or the Wi-Fi or something. I don't know. It doesn't want me to do this. I keep restarting it. So half a teaspoon of salt. Also, with lots of rice that you don't want in there. Okay, so then we're going to mix all that together. So this is a dairy-free cookie recipe for a member of the family who is starting to eat dairy-free. So if you want, so basically it uses shortening instead of butter. And the chocolate chips are also dairy-free. But of course you can make the traditional chocolate chips and not make them dairy-free. So here's our dough. It's like good chocolate chip cookie dough. All right, so then let's do, it says a half a cup of chocolate chips. I'll probably add a little more than that because I like more. You know, the more chocolate chips you put in, the better. So I got these dairy-free. They're called Enjoy Life. They're in Publix, and they don't have a substitute or some weird ingredient or something. They just have cocoa and, so this is like 3/4 of a cup. So we're going to do 1.5 times the amount. This is, I wonder if I have enough. Yeah, I'm gonna have to measure that too. Let me see how much I have left, because I'm gonna need like is it a half a cup I need of what's left? But it's just got cocoa and sugar. That's all in those chocolate chips. Let me see. Where's my other recipe? I gotta have it for the glaze too, and that's all of them I have. All right, I've lost my recipe package. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'm going to need how much am I going to need of that? 2 ounces of dark chocolate. 2 ounces. Okay, let me measure that. And then we'll see what we have left. Because I only got the one package of it. Let's do, let's find what 2 ounces is. That's actually should be 1/4 cup. Well, let's measure it. Okay, here we go. Look at my little scale. Okay, there's 2 ounces right there. Okay, so we know we have enough to add this mini. So that's actually 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips and not just a half. I always like to add more. Okay, so there we go. There's our dough. Okay, move this out of the way. Get my bowl here. Take it off of the beater. And then we're just going to make our sour cream pound cake. Now that is not dairy-free, and neither are those Oreos. They're not dairy-free either. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Get out my pan. I have a cookie sheet, a huge cookie sheet here. Let me move my mixer more out of the way. I always need more room. It doesn't matter how much cabinet I have. There's actually quite a few cabinets here, but I just always need more. Oh, never enough room. Okay, so does it say to put it, I don't think it says to put it on a greased sheet. Oh no, that's the glaze. I think I was doing it wrong, but I'm not. Okay, so we're going to use mixing and drop cheese onto it. It just says cookie sheet. Okay, it doesn't say to oil it. Okay, so let me get my other little measurer. It's like an ice cream scoop measurer. And is that what it says to do? 2 tablespoons. Well, yeah, that's this size. We're going to bake 10 to 11 minutes at 350. Okay. So here is. There you go. We'll start at that end. 1. And like I said, this is half a recipe, so if I'm lucky, I can get them all on this one sheet. That would be nice if I can do that. We'll see what we can get here. All our cookies. I hope these turn out. I guess they have not made dairy-free stuff before. With stuff that normally is dairy, so I'm curious to see. I'm sure curious to see how these taste. But that's why I only made a few, so that way if they're not good, we'll know. Okay. And this is going to be my live for today. I'm not going to do an extra makeup one. I'm doing cooking lives today. That's what I'm doing today, is cooking. So we will do our makeup tomorrow. So I will look halfway decent. Go to Thanksgiving with the family. Okay, there we go. Here we are. They make nice little perfect round cookies here. Already got my oven on. Okay, here we go. So our family member, who I understand was a little depressed about Thanksgiving, having to eat dairy-free, until my sister-in-law and I said, oh, we'll make some dairy-free recipes, don't you worry. We'll find some stuff, and she's excited again now, so we're happy about that. I mean, if it's possible to be excited for Thanksgiving, I want family to be excited. I'm not really that excited, but it doesn't matter how much extended family you're surrounded by. If you don't have somebody of your own, it's like, You just, particularly if you don't have children or grandchildren. If you have children and grandchildren, you can fill your life with that. At least it's a little better. And if you don't even have that, it's like you are an outcast observer. No matter how much they try to make it better, it just isn't. Okay, look at there. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 times 20 cookies. That made 20 cookies. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, set it for 10 minutes, and we will check them. Then we're gonna do our. We're gonna melt our other chocolate. Ooh, stuff sliding around. Let's do it for 10 minutes. There's our 10 minutes. Get that off my hands. I'm gonna have to also. Let me wash this bowl real quick because I'm going to need it for my cake. So wash this bowl. Okay. There we are. I'm just washing my beater and my bowl so I can have them drying. So when I get to the sour cream pound cake, I've made the sour cream pound cake on live many times before. So it's going to be the same one that if you've watched it before, it's going to be the same. This is my grandmother's recipe. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, I don't know how that happened. I actually bought a new beater for my mixer here because the other one was sort of disintegrating. So, now this is nice and brand new. Very, very nice. Okay, there we go. mix this out here. Figuring out how to make this work. How about that? Got a new little faucet thing here that I'm figuring out how to get the sprayer to stay on. Is my phone still working? Yes, it looks like it is. Okay. I was going to make sure I'm not talking to nobody. I mean, even if nobody's here right now, they can come on the replay. I want to make sure I'm not talking to the phone being off, which I've been doing that twice today now. Just talking away, talking, and the live had ended twice. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's nobody here to talk to, but I'm talking to you. Oh, dear. Okay, so I'm smelling something that smells funky. This must be my oven. Okay. So now I'm going to take these white chocolate chips and I'm going to melt these. See how those go. And then let's take out my Oreo cake pops here again. Now usually I just do them like this and I'm done. And oh yeah, they're so good. But today we're going to put some fancy squiggles on it. Okay, there must be something on the burner. Although, I mean, in the oven. I don't know what it would be. You know, I was baking stuff earlier and it didn't smell like that. I hope it's not the cookies smelling funky. Let's hope not. Okay, I'm going to put this little baggie there in that cup and see if I can get it to pour in there. How are we doing? No, we're not done. Okay, let me get a spoon. I'm actually going to get this little scraper. Yeah, that's what I want right there. Because I want to scrape it all into there. Alright, let's see what it is doing. So here's my little... Okay, it's warm, not melted. But we're almost there, probably another 30 seconds. Usually takes about a minute and a half to melt chocolate chips. At least the chocolate ones. I assume the white ones seem to be the same. So let's do another 30 seconds. And then these are nice. The chocolate is firmed up on it. This one is stuck to the side over here. There we go. Let's unstick it. I think my phone is crooked. It's very crooked. Let's see if we can... I don't know that you can even tell, really. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. 1 second. All right, let's take... Oh, it made my bowl hot. All right, let me get a heating pad thing. My bowl is hot now. All right. Stir these up. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's just like white icing. Hot white icing. Okay. So then, let's see if I can pick this up and put it in the little baggie that the cup is holding. And then we're going to cut a hole in the corner and squeeze it out. So you don't need something fancy. Just a little plastic Ziploc bag. This is just a snack size. Okay. I will say these white chocolate chips, they're a lot thicker when you melt them. It's very interesting. I hardly ever use white chocolate chips. I like chocolate. Oh, I'm just getting it on me. Get it off of me. I'm going to be sticky. Get on my shirt. Okay, there we go. I should put on my... Okay, let's close up our Ziploc bag. I should put on an apron, but I didn't. Okay, then let's cut a little hole in the corner. The thing is, I don't know how big to make this hole. Oops, these scissors say no. We don't want to do that. Okay, there we go. Squeeze it down, and here we go. Yeah, it's a little... It doesn't matter, though. It's going to be a little thick, but I think it's still good. It's pretty. Look at that. So I'm just going from one to the other. I really don't want to have to do this again, so I really want this to Go the whole distance. I really do. Go the distance. Come on. I just think it makes them pretty. And see, you don't have to be at all fancy or anything. You know, the more wackadoo it is, the cuter. It can go in circles or stripes, or, I mean, if you want to make it even. I think this probably needed something to thin it, but oh well. Okay, there's that. And here we just have these few more. Let me get all of this down to the point. Let's see if I can't. It really only needs like a couple of lines on it, really. And it doesn't really, like I say, it doesn't really matter where or how or anything. Well, we're almost there. That was definitely the right amount of white chocolate if you're going to do this. Of course, you can also dip it in white chocolate and do the dark on top. Or just dip it in white chocolate and have no dark. Look at there. There we are. So now we'll just let that solidify. Look, I don't have to wash this. Woo! Don't have to wash the bag. All done. So that's done. Looks like my video's still working. It seems to be. Okay, let me put up that little cup, which didn't even get dirty. All right, let's find one here. This one's a little gnarly looking. Let's take that one. Let's taste test one. Those are good. All right, put these aside. Oh, what else I need to make? I can't understand me, kind of. I need to make a glaze. Oh. Like I have no place to put these, seriously. I need another kitchen. Can I put those there? Or can I put these? Oh no. Putting it on top of stuff. There we go. Let me put some of this stuff back in the freezer that I took out. Those cookies. Time to check them. I do want to put my cake in the oven because it takes like an hour and a half. What time is it anyway? Okay, I've got 15 minutes. All right, let me move this bowl. What are these cookies doing? Oh, they look very nice. Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on over there. Just letting the 15 seconds go by. Let's take a look with the light on. Okay, I think we can go ahead and do the 1 more minute. It says 11 minutes. Let's do 1 more minute. All right, so I'm gonna start. Oops, got my stuff over, sorry. My cake. Okay, I'm gonna do that. This cake takes an hour and a half to bake. Yes, it does. All right, here we go. 1 more minute on the cookies. And then once the cookies come out, I think they have to sit there for 5 minutes. Something else I'm going to have to figure out where to put. All right, let me move all my... I'll put them right there. I think. Let's move that over there. Okay. Put some of this stuff away that's just in my way. All right, so let me get my beater. Dry it off. We've got 3 seconds again. There's my beater. Okay, let's check these again. Take them out and have a little look. Oh, they look so wonderful. Look at the cookies. Oh, look. Don't they look good? Okay, we'll hope and pray they are. So I think you have to let them sit here for like 5 minutes. Is that it? I wonder if they need to bake anymore. Sit for 5 minutes. I think they're good. I just want to make sure they're done in the middle. I think they are. All right, let's set this for 5 minutes. Back on here. There we go. Let's set it for 5 minutes. Turn my oven down. Okay, so now for the sour cream pound cake, let me get my recipe. Oh. I am getting tired. That's why I'm not making everything in one day. Okay, sour cream pound cake. We are going to do 2 sticks of butter softened. You're going to cream your butter and sugar. So here's 2 sticks of butter, unsalted. I'm going to put them in here. There's a lot of butter in this cake, a lot of dairy. Sour cream and butter. So this one is not dairy-free at all. I suppose you could manage to find some dairy-free stuff to make it with. I don't know if it would taste the same at all, but or how it would turn out, but it is really good in the dairy version. Come on, let go. There we go. One more. These little half sticks. Sometimes that's all I can find. Sometimes they're nice. Okay, there you go. So we're going to cream that butter, and we're going to add in 3 cups of sugar. All right, so let me get that. You have somewhere a 1.5 cup measure, so I'll just do 2 of those. Okay, there's 1. It's a 1.5 cups. Oops. And 3. That was a little low. Okay, so then let's put that on. Okay, so then it says add wet ingredients. So the first thing of that is 6 eggs. I'm going to add 6 eggs 1 at a time. These are room temperature eggs. There's 1. 3. This is a really rich cake with all these eggs. 4. 5. 6. Right. Okay, there's that. Then it says it's going to take a cup of sour cream. Oh yeah, this is certainly dairy. All right, cup of sour cream. Here's a cup. Let me open up my sour cream, and that's going to, my cookies are almost ready to take off the pan. I think we'll just let them sit there until I'm done with the cake. All right, let's mix this around. Stir up the sour cream. And the other half of this sour cream is going to be used in a casserole tomorrow. Okay, here we go. 1 cup. Okay, there's. Pretty good right there. Let me turn that off. Put this sour cream back in the fridge. I have had this out a little while, so it's not ice cold, but not very long. Don't let that out too long. Okay, there we go. And we're going to add the sour cream in. And this will have a tendency to look a little bit curdled sometimes, and it's fine. It won't hurt anything. Sometimes it just looks a little separated. My throat is like on the way out here for some reason. My throat, I think it's because I ate that chocolate. It's probably because I had dairy. Oh dear. All right, even though I usually do all the time. Okay, so there's that. All right, so then let's do mix. This makes a lot of batter. Big cake. Okay, so this is my butter. My butter was so soft it almost looks melted. But that's just what it was. Okay, 3 cups of sugar, 6 eggs, a cup of sour cream, not 3 cups of flour. That's what we put in there next. 3 cups of flour. Let me go back to my 1.5 cup measure here. Stir my flour to get it nice and loosened. There we go. Get my knife. Where is my knife? Here you go. All right, let's get it over. So we're going to have 1.5 cups here. Here's 1.5 cups of flour. Another 1.5 cups of flour equals 3. Take, a knife, edge of a knife, and flattening off the edge there. Okay, now this is the only recipe I've known, a baking recipe, that has said this, where it says a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Yeah, heaping. Okay, heaping. Ooh, here's a cookie. Look at that. Looks perfectly good. I think these, I'm actually going to let them sit overnight before I eat one to taste test, because I think they'll be better. Oh, there's my knife. I knew it was here somewhere. Okay, so let's do 1/4 teaspoon. Uh-oh. Dropping plastic onto the floor. Oh, I'm almost done here. Baking soda. I've lost it. Here it is. I just put it out of the way. Okay, now so you don't want to level this off. You want heaping. It says heaping. There you go. Okay, some over here, some over there. That was 1/4 cup, or 1/4 teaspoon rather. Yep, 1/4 teaspoon. All right, so then you go, and that sour cream will activate the baking soda, so it will make it rise. And there you go. This does not have any vanilla extract in it. It will totally change the flavor. I like it better without it. Okay, so then we're going to let that sit. Then I'm going to grease my pan, and then we're going to use, let me put this out of the way. Now that batter looks perfect. I'm going to use this pan. This is a tube pan. I prefer that over the one that has the the shapes for this particular cake. Like the, you know, not the bundt pan. The bundt pan doesn't work as well. Let me get a paper towel and some of this shortening that I have here. And I'm going to just like take a scoop of it here. And I'm going to use the paper towel so my hands don't get messy. And spread it all over this pan, including the tube on the inside. You've got to get it on that, including the top, because it will, like, sometimes raise up over the top. So you also want to do the edge of this pan, because sometimes it rises up out of the pan and will stick to that top if you don't have that done. Let me get a little bit more here. So yes, you have to grease all this pan, including the top rim and the top of the tube, the inner side of the tube, everywhere. And then you're going to put flour on it. This one you need to cool pretty well before you try to take it out of this pan or come out in chunks. Still good though. Okay, I think we're pretty good here. There we are. Now, I'm going to put some flour in that. I put my lid back on my shortening. Put that over there. Get my flour. I still have to make my glaze for the brownies. That will be interesting. Okay, so I'm going to just take some flour, no certain amount, but just, you know, like a little bit like this. And I start with the tube, because that's hard to get it on that part. And I shake it around to coat the tube. Come on, it's stuck in my cup. There we go. So then once you get the tube all coated, then you can shake it around the rest of the pan. I'm going to go over to the trash can and finish this so I don't make a mess, bigger mess, so I don't make a bigger mess than what I'm already making right now. Okay, so I'm going to just shake it off into the trash. All around the edges, including the top ledge. Get that flour too. Really well. Knock off the extra here. Come on, get up there or I won't you. You got some edges, the ledges here that doesn't have it on there, so I'm trying to get that on. I think I wiped some of it off. Alright, there we go. So there's our tube pan. Nice and floured and greased. Let me rinse off my hands. And then we'll put that batter in there and we're going to be done. Oh, wrong drawer. Where do I have my... Here we go, for my spatulas. So there are scrapers. You're going to make it at 300 degrees. So this is a slow oven. 300 degrees for 90 minutes. Let me get my batter, my bowl off of here. Get the batter off my beater. Looks perfect. I was wondering if my butter was too soft, but I don't think it is. Because it looks perfectly fine in there. So I've already turned down my oven to 300. Oh, and I'm telling you, I'm really tired of standing. So like I said, I'm so glad I'm baking half. I'm doing half of it tonight and half tomorrow. So glad I'm not doing it all in one day. Plus, the sour cream pound cake actually tastes better once it's sat overnight because it absorbs the flavor better. This is one cake that's better the next day if you just let it sit. Although it is really good warm from the oven, but it tastes better the next day. So it looks like my phone is still behaving for now. At least it looks like it. I really don't know if it's skipping and... can you even understand me? Who knows? Because it won't let me know that, you know. the way I can tell that. It's awfully quiet tonight. Don't have any company tonight. I was hoping for some company. And the times that I'm the most lonely is holiday. But that's alright. This is usually what my life is like without lives. Okay, here we go. We're just going to pour this in all the way around. And you're not really going to pour it, you're going to chunk it. And hopefully you will watch later if you want to look at some recipes. And like I said, hopefully it's clear. I don't even know if it's not clear. I don't blame you for not watching. It's annoying. Maybe you can try the replay and it'll clear up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. Okay, we're almost done. My back is starting to hurt. So I'm ready to go rest. But am I done? No. I still have to go. I have to peel some apples because I'm going to make some homemade apple butter, which I've never done, but it is naturally dairy-free. So I'm going to try it just to see what it's like. Like I said, I've never made it. I think I might have had homemade apple butter before, but it wasn't any I made. But I'm gonna try that. So instead of butter on your rolls, you can have apple butter. And even though it's called apple butter, there's no butter in it. There's no dairy. It's like turning your rolls into cinnamon rolls. Oh, okay, here you go. Here's your cake, nice and smoothed. So this will rise up out of the pan. Yes, it does. And this will make your house smell so good while it's baking. So there's that. Put it in the oven, set it for 90, oh, I just knocked over my bowl. Set it for 90 minutes, smooth the bowl. I'm going to do the glaze for the brownies. Ooh, I'm going to be done. Oh, I got to do the cookies too. All right, I got to just take them off the pan is all I mean. Oh. Okay, there we go. Set it for 90 minutes. And this is a cake you don't want to be open in the oven. To chuck it, you want to let it be, whoops. That's an hour and a half right there, 90 minutes. Okay. So we're going to let that go. That was 9 o'clock. So I think I'm actually going to do that glaze later, and I'm going to take a little break. So I will see you all later, and hopefully my internet will be working then. Thank you for watching. You're probably busy. I see people are watching. People are watching. Yay. So it's very nice of you to keep me company. Thank you so much. Have a very blessed day and a very good Thanksgiving Eve. Bye.